Giving money to my friends and invisible children. It was only $1, but every dollar helps.
20 would help a lot more.
It's actually 100. Right. I got kids, man. I got kids. You. That's it. So you lost this dollar. You just lost it. How do you like that?
Yeah, there's this rebel army in Uganda who's abducting kids and forcing them to fight as child soldiers. And so we had some friends that went over there and made this documentary about it. And so now ultimately we're just trying to end the war. Pete from Fall Out Boy invited us along on this tour to help do his part and help raise awareness about these kids. In 2003, 3 of my buddies, Jason, Leonard, and Bobby, they traveled to Sudan to film what was happening over there. And they didn't have any leads or anything. They just knew that they wanted to go tell somebody's story who hasn't been told. And they actually ended up in Uganda, where like Sudanese refugees end up a lot of times. And while they were there, like a car in front of them was shot up. They ended up staying in this village where they saw like thousands of kids sleeping in the streets. There's a rebel army in Uganda known as the LRA, the Lord's Resistance Army. And they're abducting kids and forcing these kids to fight as child soldiers in this war. And it's like a 21-year-long war, Africa's longest running war, and almost like nobody knows about it. Pete, like the thing that he keeps saying, he's like, yeah, I want to put my money where my mouth is, and I really want to, if I'm speaking about these people, I want to know them personally. And so in July, we're actually going over to Uganda with the guys in Fall Out Boy and going to show them around, hopefully establish some like personal relationships there, so that they can really get more of like an understanding of what's going on in Uganda.
I think that the reason we brought Invisible Children on tour was because, in all honesty, if the Army can have a recruiting tent and Skull Tobacco can have a free giveaway place where they give everybody over 18 tobacco, that we can bring on something that we believe in. And I think that it's real cool or whatever to be narcissistic and be into the kind of music we're into, because it's extremely self-indulgent, and the only person's feelings you focus on are yourself. And that's alright, no, but every once in a while it's okay to feel empathetic for someone else, someone far away who's hard to empathize with because you don't understand their world, their language, the poverty that exists there, or I don't know really anything about it at all. So it's just interesting to me. Next month, we as a band are going to Uganda to shoot our next video, and part of the reason to go is we've been involved in an organization called Invisible Children that is interested in ending the war in Uganda, which is one of the longest running wars in modern history. I don't want to go too in depth into it in the way that I don't know. It's kind of dumb to hear guys in bands talk about things and when you're like, how well read is he, or how well does he understand this anyway? But if people are interested, they go to invisiblechildren.com to get more information, and watching the movie The Last King of Scotland will give you a good history on the discrepancy between northern Uganda and southern Uganda and kind of the conflict that goes on there. Everything from child soldiers to there's these displacement camps where people are forced to live in like 1 square mile area, and they've been living there for 20, 30 years. We wanted to see it with our own eyes. I think that often people in the Western world and in general kind of have a misconception of the idea of different countries in Africa and the way they interact and what the government's like, and the understanding that if we sent one senior policy advisor to Uganda, it would end the war.